This is the first part of the LEED V4 Reference Guide for Homes Design and Construction online review. All the pictures or images in this video are from Google and USGBC website. If you have comments, suggestions, or complaints regarding the images, pictures, or in this video itself, please email me at nelca_roco@yahoo.com and I will immediately reply to you and take action on whatever the reason of your email. Thank you. Why I created this online reviewer? To help myself and others to pass the LEED AB exam in one shot. These are the LEED categories for the LEED AP Homes Building Design and Construction. It is composed of Integrative Process, Location and Transportation or LT, Sustainable Sites or SS, Water Efficiency or WE, Energy and Atmosphere or EA, Materials and Resources or MR, Indoor Environmental Quality or EQ, Innovation or IN, and Regional Priority or RP. Later, we will discuss these LEED credit categories one by one. We will start now with the LEED work plan. Step 1. Connect with Green Rater Organization. Step 2. Choose appropriate rating system. Step 3. Check project eligibility. Step 4. Define LEED project scope. Step 5. Develop LEED scorecard and preliminary rating. Step 6. Assign roles and responsibilities to project team. Step 7. Develop consistent documentation. Step 8. Schedule site inspections for verification. And Step 9. Green Rater review and submit to USGBC for certification. LEED work plan. Step 1. Connect with Green Rater Organization. A LEED Green Rater is responsible for verification of all prerequisites and credits in the LEED residential rating systems. The Green Rater performs on-site verification and conducts diagnostic testing to ensure that the team's strategies are effective. All projects are required to have a preliminary rating meeting with the Green Rater as early as possible in the design and construction process. Step 4. Green Raters are listed by location on the USGBC website. A qualified energy rater is required to verify the energy components, and for LEED BD and C homes projects run the energy model. Most Green Raters are also energy raters. Step 2. Choose appropriate rating system. The residential rating systems address two kinds of residential construction: single-family and low-rise multifamily, and multifamily mid-rise. Throughout this reference guide, items marked homes are generally appropriate for single-family buildings and low-rise multifamily buildings, up to 3 stories. Those marked multifamily mid-rise are for predominantly residential projects 4 stories or more above grade. Some requirements apply to both kinds of construction. For others, there are slight differences. See rating system selection guidance in this reference guide for further details, particularly because certain 4 and 5-story projects may be appropriate for homes rather than multifamily mid-rise. Step 3. Check project eligibility. All projects seeking certification are required to comply with the minimum program requirements and eligibility requirements for their applicable rating system, found on USGBC's website. Also, see minimum program requirements in this reference guide. Major GUT rehab projects can achieve certification under LEED BD and C homes or multifamily mid-rise, but partial rehab or renovation projects cannot. To be considered a major rehab project, the home must be stripped to the studs on at least one side of all external walls and the exterior ceiling. The American Society of Interior Designers Foundation and USGBC have partnered on the development of best practice guidelines and targeted educational resources for sustainable residential remodeling projects. This program will increase understanding of sustainable renovation project practices and benefits among homeowners, residents, design professionals, product suppliers, and service providers to build both demand and industry capacity. More information is available at regreenprogram.org. Step 4. Define LEED project scope. Review the project's program to determine the breadth of team influence and identify any potential limitations to certification. Considerations include the extent of the gut rehab. If the project is an existing structure or construction timeline, example, is the project already under construction? Next, map the LEED project boundary. In most cases, this is the property line or lot line. If the project's boundary is not obvious because of phasing, multiple ownership, or other issues, consult the minimum program requirements. Step 5. Develop LEED scorecard and preliminary rating. Establish the LEED rating that the project team desires, certified, silver, gold, or platinum, and identify supporting credits to achieve the desired rating. Make sure that all prerequisites can be met. This preliminary rating is a required first step. The Green Rater will help facilitate the preliminary rating. 3 categories: location and transportation, water efficiency, and energy and atmosphere have both the perspective and performance path. The project team needs to decide early on which path in each section is appropriate for the project. The Green Rater can guide the team in making this decision, taking into account the project team's goal, region, and previous experience. Establishing a buffer of several points above the minimum required points helps ensure success in case changes in design and construction make certain credits unachievable. Step 6. Assign roles and responsibilities to project team. For the preliminary rating, select one team member to lead the group in setting sustainability goals and coordinating the overall documentation process for submittal to the Green Rater. Both the design and the construction representatives should be involved throughout the process to ensure consistency and clarity. Team ownership of credit compliance can help foster integrated design while ensuring that documentation is generated consistently across credits. On a credit-by-credit basis, assign primary and supporting roles to appropriate team members for credit achievement and documentation. Although many items in LEED B, D, and C homes and multifamily mid-rise are visually verified on site by the Green Rater, other items are verified through design documents. Clarify responsibilities for ensuring that design decisions are accurately represented in drawings and specification, and that construction details match design documentation. Establish regular meeting dates and develop clear communication channels to streamline the process and resolve issues quickly. Step 7. Develop consistent documentation. Consistent documentation is critical to LEED certification. During construction, the team member with LEED responsibility for documentation should ensure that other members provide the required plans, drawings, invoices, lists, descriptions, photographs, calculations, and other forms of documentation, as specified in the verification and submittal section for each credit. He or she should collect and save this documentation in central location and ensure that it is secure and complete. Data should be recorded on a regular schedule to allow the team to track ongoing progress toward the credits. The Green Rater can advise the team on the completeness of the documentation. Step 8. Schedule site inspections for verification. At a minimum, 2 site visits by the Green Rater and Energy Rater are required. The first site inspection is required after insulation has been installed but before drywall. The second is performed when the home and all landscaping are completed. Step 9. Green Rater review and submit to USGBC for certification. The Green Rater's review of the documentation is an essential part of certification. All credits must be verified by the Green Rater through site inspections and review of documentation and calculations. If the Green Rater finds everything in order, he or she signs off and submits the project for quality assurance and USGBC certification review. We will now proceed to Project Homes Checklist. This is the Table 1 for Home Project Checklist. The total points for LEED for Homes Project Checklist is 110. If you get 40 to 49 points, you will have certified. 50 to 59 points, you will have silver. 60 to 79 points, you will get the gold. And 80 to 110 is the platinum award. There are point floors for every credits. Projects must earn at least 8 points in the combined location and transportation and energy and atmosphere sections. Projects must earn at least 3 points in the water efficiency section. Projects must earn at least 3 points in the environmental quality section. Table 2 is for multifamily mid-rise project checklist. You can still see the why, question, and no at the top of the table, and the possible points on the right side, and the exemplary performance available on the right side as well. We will now proceed to minimum program requirements. The minimum program requirements introduction. The minimum program requirements, or MPRS, are the minimum characteristics or conditions that make a project appropriate to pursue LEED certification. These requirements are foundational to all LEED projects and define the types of buildings, spaces, and neighborhoods that the LEED rating system is designed to evaluate. The first minimum program requirements is it must be in a permanent location on existing land. Intent. The LEED rating system is designed to evaluate buildings, spaces, and neighborhoods in the context of their surroundings. A significant portion of LEED requirements are dependent on the project's location. Therefore, it is important that LEED projects are evaluated as permanent structures. Locating projects on existing land is important to avoid artificial land masses that have the potential to displace and disrupt ecosystems. Requirements. All LEED projects must be constructed and operated on a permanent location on existing land. No project that is designed to move at any point in its lifetime may pursue LEED certification. This requirement applies to all land within the LEED project. Additional guidance. Permanent location. Movable buildings are not eligible for LEED. This includes boats and mobile homes. Prefabricated or modular structures and building elements may be certified once permanently installed as part of the LEED project. Existing land. Buildings located on previously constructed docks, piers, jetties, infill, and other manufactured structures in or above water are permissible, provided that the artificial land is previously developed, such that the land once supported another building or hardscape constructed for a purpose other than the LEED project. Another minimum program requirements is it must be reasonable LEED boundaries. Intent. The LEED rating system is designed to evaluate buildings, spaces, or neighborhoods and all environmental impacts associated with those projects. Defining a reasonable LEED boundary ensures that project is accurately evaluated. Requirements. The LEED project boundary must include all contiguous land that is associated with the project and supports its typical operations. This includes land altered as a result of construction and features used primarily by the project's occupants, such as hardscape, parking and sidewalks, septic or stormwater treatment equipment, and landscaping. The LEED boundary may not unreasonably exclude portions of the building space or site to give the project an advantage in complying with credit requirements. The LEED project must accurately communicate the scope of the certifying project in all promotional and descriptive materials and distinguish it from any non-certifying space. Additional guidance. Site. Non-contiguous parcels of land may be included within the LEED project boundary if the parcels directly support or are associated with normal building operations of the LEED project and are accessible to the LEED project's occupants. Another is facilities such as parking lots, bicycle storage, shower changing facilities, and or on-site renewable energy that are outside of the LEED project boundary may be included in certain prerequisites and credits if they directly serve the LEED project and are not double counted for other LEED projects. The project team must also have permission to use these facilities. The LEED project boundary may include other buildings. If another building or structure within the LEED project boundary is ineligible for LEED certification, it may be included in the certification of the LEED project. It may also be excluded. If another building within the LEED project boundary is eligible for LEED certification, it may be included in the certification if USGBC's multiple building guidance is followed. It may be also excluded. Projects that are phased sites with a master plan for multiple buildings must designate a LEED project boundary for each building or follow USGBC's master site guidance. The gross floor area of the LEED project should be no less than 2% of the goals land within the LEED project boundary. Further to additional guidance. Building. The LEED project should include the complete scope of work of the building or interior space. The LEED project can be delineated by ownership, management, lease or party wall separation. Buildings or structures primarily dedicated to parking are not eligible for LEED certification. Parking that serves an eligible LEED project should be included in the certification. If the project consists of multiple structures physically connected only by circulation, parking, or mechanical storage room, it may be considered a single building for LEED purposes if the structures have programmatic dependency. Spaces, not personnel, within the building cannot function independently without the other building. Or architectural cohesiveness. The building was designed to appear as one building. An addition to an existing building may certify independently, excluding the existing building in its entirety. Alternatively, the addition and the entire existing building may certify as one project. Interiors. If a single entity owns, manages, or occupies an entire building and wishes to certify a renovated portion of the building that is not separated by ownership, management, lease, or party wall separation, they may do so if the project boundary includes 100% of the construction scope and is drawn at a clear physical barrier. Neighborhood. The LEED neighborhood includes the land, water, and construction within the LEED project boundary. The LEED boundary is usually defined by the platted property line of the project, including all land and water within it. Projects located on publicly owned campuses that do not have internal property lines must delineate a sphere of influence line to be used instead. Projects may have enclaves of non-project properties that are not subject to the rating system, but cannot exceed 2% of the total project area and cannot be described as certified. Projects must not contain non-contiguous parcels, but parcels can be separated by public rights-of-way. The project developer, which can include several property owners, should control a majority of the buildable land within the boundary, but does not have to control the entire area. The last minimum program requirements is that it must comply with project site requirements. Intent. The LEED rating system is designed to evaluate buildings, spaces, or neighborhoods for a certain size. The LEED requirements do not accurately assess the performance of projects outside of these size requirements. Requirements. LEED for homes rating systems. The LEED projects must be defined as a dwelling unit by all applicable codes. This requirement includes, but not limited to, the International Residential Code stipulation that a dwelling unit must include permanent provisions for living, sleeping, eating, cooking, and sanitation. We will now proceed to Rating System Selection Guidance. Introduction. This document provides guidance to help project teams select a LEED rating system. Projects are required to use the rating system that is most appropriate. However, when the decision is not clear, it is the responsibility of the project team to make a reasonable decision in selecting a rating system before registering their project. The project teams should first identify an appropriate rating system, and then determine the best adaptation. Occasionally, USGBC recognizes that an entirely inappropriate rating system has been chosen. In this case, the project team will be asked to change the designated rating system for their registered project. Please review this guidance carefully and contact USGBC if it's not clear which rating system to use. Rating System Descriptions. LEED for building design and construction. Buildings that are new construction or major renovation. In addition, at least 60% of the project's gross floor area must be complete by the time of certification, except for LEED BDNC Core and Shell. LEED BDNC homes and multifamily low-rise. Single-family homes and multifamily residential buildings of 1 to 3 stories. Projects 3 to 5 stories may choose the home's rating system that corresponds to the Energy Star program in which they are participating. LEED BDNC multifamily mid-rise. Multifamily residential buildings of 4 to 8 occupiable stories above grade. The buildings must have 50% or more residential space. Buildings near 8 stories can inquire with USGBC about using mid-rise or new construction if appropriate. We will now proceed to choosing between rating systems. The following 40-60 rule provides guidance for making a decision when several rating systems appear to be appropriate for a project. To use this rule, first assign a rating system to each square foot or square meter of the building. Then choose the most appropriate rating system based on the resulting percentages. The entire gross floor area of a LEED project must be certified under a single rating system and is subject to all prerequisites and attempted credits in that rating system, regardless of mixed construction or space usage type. Percentage of floor area appropriate for a particular rating system. Less than 40% should not use that rating system. 40 to 60% project's team choice. And more than 60% should use that rating system. If a rating system is appropriate for less than 40% of the gross floor area of a LEED project building or space, then that rating system should not be used. If a rating system is appropriate for more than 60% of the gross floor area of a LEED project building or space, then that rating system should be used. And if an appropriate rating system falls between 40% and 60% of the gross floor area, project teams must independently assess their situation and decide which rating system is most applicable. This is the end of this video. Thank you for watching. Watch for the next video, LEED V4 Homes, the first credit, the integrative process.